Chapter 1. The Rise of the Chinese Tech Giants. Over the past decade, China has seen a rapid rise in its tech industry. Companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu have become household names and are often compared to their American counterparts, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. But these companies are just the tip of the iceberg. There is one Chinese company that is far more powerful and influential than any of these, and yet most people have never even heard of it. Chapter 2. The Origin of the Company. The company in question is called Huawei. Founded in 1987 by Ren Zhengfei, Huawei began as a small tech startup in Shenzhen, China. Ren was a former engineer in the People's Liberation Army, and he used his military connections to secure early contracts for Huawei. But it was not until the early 2000s that Huawei really began to take off. Chapter 3. The Growth of Huawei. In 2003, Huawei won a contract to build the first national telecommunications network in China. This was a huge deal for the company and paved the way for its rapid expansion. Over the next decade, Huawei became the world's largest supplier of telecommunications equipment, surpassing even giants like Ericsson and Nokia. Chapter 4. The Controversies Surrounding Huawei. Despite its success, Huawei has been dogged by controversy. In recent years, the company has been accused of everything from intellectual property theft to human rights abuses. In 2018, the United States government banned Huawei from doing business with American companies, citing concerns over national security. One of the primary concerns that many countries have raised about Huawei is the close relationship the company has with the Chinese government. The Chinese government has a reputation for being highly secretive and controlling, and there are concerns that Huawei may be used as a tool for espionage or cyber attacks. Chapter 5. The Global Reach of Huawei. Despite these controversies, Huawei has continued to expand its global reach. The company has operations in more than 170 countries and employs over 200,000 people. In recent years, Huawei has also become a major player in the development of 5G technology, which promises to revolutionize the way we use the internet. One of the reasons why Huawei has been so successful in expanding its global reach is its commitment to research and development. The company invests heavily in R&D and has over 80,000 employees working in this area. This has allowed Huawei to stay at the forefront of technological innovation and develop new products and services that are in high demand around the world. Chapter 6. The Secret Power of Huawei. But what most people don't realize is that Huawei's reach goes far beyond just telecommunications equipment and 5G technology. In fact, Huawei is involved in everything from artificial intelligence to electric cars. And because the company is private, it is difficult to know exactly what it owns and controls. For example, Huawei has a subsidiary called HiSilicon that produces chips for smartphones, tablets, and other electronic devices. These chips are used in products made by companies like Samsung and Apple, and they are considered to be among the best in the industry. Huawei also has a significant presence in the world of cybersecurity. The company provides cybersecurity services to governments and businesses around the world, and it is widely regarded as one of the leading players in this field. Chapter 7. The Political Implications of Huawei's Power. The fact that Huawei is a Chinese company has major political implications. As China continues to rise as a global superpower, its companies are increasingly seen as a threat to American dominance. The United States has already taken steps to limit Huawei's influence, and it is likely that other countries will follow suit. In addition to concerns about national security, there are also concerns about the impact that Huawei's dominance could have on the global economy. With the company controlling such a wide range of industries, there are fears that it could use its power to dominate markets and drive out competition. Another concern is that Huawei could use its influence to spread the Chinese government's ideology and values. The Chinese government has been accused of using its economic power to influence other countries and promote its own political agenda. With Huawei controlling so much of the world's telecommunications infrastructure, there are fears that it could be used to spread propaganda and influence global opinion. Chapter 8. The Future of Huawei. Despite the controversies and challenges that Huawei faces, the company is unlikely to slow down anytime soon. Its commitment to research and development, combined with its extensive resources and global reach, mean that it will continue to be a major player in the tech industry for years to come. However, the company will need to navigate a complex and rapidly changing geopolitical landscape if it wants to maintain its dominance. With the United States and other countries taking steps to limit Huawei's influence, the company will need to find ways to adapt and evolve. One potential area of growth for Huawei is in the development of alternative technologies to 5G. As the world becomes increasingly reliant on the internet, the demand for faster and more reliable connections will only continue to grow. If Huawei can develop new technologies that are not subject to the same political controversies as 5G, it could carve out a new niche for itself in the global tech industry. Chapter 9. The Lessons of Huawei's Rise. The rise of Huawei offers several lessons for businesses and policymakers around the world. One of the most important is the power of innovation and research and development. Huawei's success can be largely attributed to its willingness to invest in R&D and its ability to stay at the forefront of technological innovation. Another lesson is the importance of understanding the geopolitical landscape in which a company operates. Huawei's rise has been inextricably linked to China's rise as a global superpower, and the company's fortunes are tied to the political and economic policies of the Chinese government. Finally, the rise of Huawei underscores the need for greater international cooperation and collaboration. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, it is important for businesses and policymakers to work together to address shared challenges and promote shared values. Chapter 10. Conclusion. In conclusion, Huawei is a company that is both powerful and mysterious. Its influence spans a wide range of industries, and its role in shaping the future of the tech industry cannot be overstated. However, the controversies and challenges that Huawei faces also highlight the complex and rapidly changing geopolitical landscape in which we live. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected and interdependent, it is important for businesses and policymakers to work together to promote shared values and address shared challenges. The rise of Huawei offers several important lessons for how we can do this, and it is up to us to heed them if we want to build a better and more prosperous world for all.